being good, I'm a bad bitch. I'm sick of motherfuckers trying to tell me how to live. Whack hoes hate under my pictures on the gram. Bitch, you better hope I never run across your man. In the mall with him, I'ma have a ball with him. Somebody call.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl Bree with the I, not an E, and I'm coming to you with another story time video. I have tons and tons and tons of story times that I just want to share as I can kind of remember them in my mind. I'm just gonna go along and share my story times with you. So I'm gonna think of a set day that I'm gonna just do just to post just story times for that day of the week. Since I typically like to post Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm gonna just choose what day I'm gonna do my story times on, and then we're gonna go basically off of that. So stay tuned for the video. So the title of this video is gonna be called Frienemy, because that's exactly what this person that was in this video became. We were really close. We had known each other for so long, and it's just, you know, unfortunate that we had to fall out over something so stupid, to be honest, you know. So this date back a while. I've known this girl for a long time. I had known her for a really long time, and we have been friends. Like, I'm talking about, like, she used to come to like my family functions and like everything with me. We have been friends for a really long time. So I ended up moving like through when I got to like the middle school age. I had moved and I went to a different school, and me and her really didn't keep in contact. I will admit I'm not the best at keeping in contact with people. That just is me. I don't know, you know. I feel like, you know, later on, I'm still that friend. Like, we don't have to talk every day, but when we come back together, it'll be like we never left. So yeah, I had ended up going to a different school or whatever. And then later on in life, me and her ended up rekindling our friendship. Like, we found each other, excuse me, or something like that, like on social media or something like that. And then we ended up like talking again. Now at this time, I had been talking to this guy, and I don't really know like a specific little nickname. I usually always give people nicknames and stuff like that. I don't really know a nickname to give this particular person. So we'll just say No Name. So I have been talking to No Name for a while or whatever, and we had me and like I said, the girl, we had just became friends again. So, you know, when you talk to your friends, you like telling them all the gossip and tea, you like catching them up on everything. You're like, girl, I've been talking to this person, or blah 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 blah. You know how girlfriends do. So I was just like, yeah, I've been talking to No Name, blah 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 blah. And she's like, No Name? And I'm like, yeah. So I did start describing like what No Name looked like and stuff. I was like, he got this, he got that, he drive this type of car, blah 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 blah. And then she was like, that sounds familiar. She's like, is No Name's name blah blah blah? No Name? And then I was like, because I didn't say the name, I just was describing the person. And I was like, yeah, it is No Name. And so she was like, oh my God, like I used to talk to him, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, like.
About, man. Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga straight.
It's weird how I started talking about this person, and it was just weird how she was just like, oh yeah, I used to talk to them too. Like, it wasn't even that it was weird, because, you know, I mean, if you from the Bay Area, you from Oakland, it's very small. The chances of you talking to someone used to talk to is very likely. So it wasn't like that. It was just the fact that she had brought it up and how it came up and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I used to talk to him. You're going to later see why I say that. But then she was just like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. So then I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't really care. Because it's like, you know, it would be against girl code if me and her had been continuous friends and I knew that she used to date him or talk to him or whatever have you. Like, it would be against girl code if I still talked to him, even though I knew that she talked to him, but it wasn't like that. So I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, okay, like, y'all used to talk, so what? Okay. and I'm not going to stop talking to him because I'm already talking to him. So then she was just like, oh, yeah, or whatever. So once she seen that I was not going to stop talking to him, then came the lies. So then we were talking on the phone one day, and she's like, oh my God, like I have to go to the doctor because I think No Name gave me something. And I'm just like,
oh my God, stop fucking lying.
do you think he gave you something? And then she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So then I'm like, this is just getting weirder and weirder. So then I asked No Name, I'm like, did you used to talk to Frienemy? Because she is like saying all of this stuff. Then she trying to insinuate that you gave her something, blah, 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 blah. Now, mind you, I don't play when it comes to stuff like that. You know, my body is my temple. So I'm not even, if you even may insinuate something like that, I just need to know the facts. I need to know the details. He needs to tell me stuff. You need to tell me really what's going on, because at this point, it's all just like, what the hell is going on? So then she says she goes to the doctor, and then she comes back and she tells me, oh yeah, they just said that I had a UTI because I wear really tight clothing, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, so you gonna sit up here and lie on somebody? Because that's a very, like, that's a huge accusation to tell someone, oh, I think that somebody gave me something. Like, that is just like, okay, that's serious. So I was like, okay, why would she make up a stupid lie like that? Like, or whatever. Like, she's just trying to basically get me to stop talking to him. No matter what she has to do, she's going to just try to make me not talk to him at all. Like, whatever she could do. So I was like, wow, whatever. So then I got the rundown from him, and he was like, I never even dated her, or whatever. He was like, we was talking, but she is crazy. She is psycho. He was like, I had to cut her off. He's like, and we only had sex, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, like, if that's what it is and that's what it was, like, No Name is a very honest person. So it was like, I for sure could trust the No Name's word on this. So I was like, oh, okay, like, all right, whatever. So then I'm just like, I didn't think nothing of it, you know. And then me and No Name, like, we like ended up like stopped talking for a while, whatever. And then I just went on about my life. It wasn't like, I don't really be having bad blood with people like that. I don't really break up with people and then it just be like a horrific breakup or something. I mean, I've had my share of bad relationships, but it usually be like, people could still be cordial, you know? It don't never be like, oh, I hate you. Oh my God. Like, and if I see you, I want to kill you. It's never nothing like that. So I was just like, you know, like, it is what it is. We went on about our lives or whatever. So then later on in life, I ended up seeing No Name again. And then we had added each other on Instagram. So then, like, soon as I added No Name on Instagram and No Name liked one of my pictures, then here comes Frienemy. So after all of that had happened, me and Frienemy had actually fell out because we fell out. I don't know exactly what it was, but one day I didn't have a car. So me and Frienemy both didn't have cars at the time. So we had like caught the bus, but I had ended up being on the bus before she did. And this is after we had fell out. So it was like some animosity. It was more so on her end, but it was like she had felt some type of way towards me or whatever. And it just was like, okay, whatever. So when she got on the bus, I was on the back, and then she had got on, and then she sat like more so towards like the front. Like she saw me, and it was like she saw a ghost or whatever. And she wanted to sit in the front. So then after Frienemy got off the bus, some random number started texting my phone like, yeah, B, blah, 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 and this and that, and saying all of that. And automatically, because of how messed up in the mind Frienemy is and how weird she is and all of that, like, I was like, I automatically knew it was her. I was like, oh my God, like, this girl, what is wrong with her? Like, you have too much time on your hands to be creating numbers and texting people and doing all of this stuff to people who don't care about you. I don't care. Like, you literally didn't get it. And then it was like, so I text back, like, you had all this ample time. We were on the bus together. Why you just didn't come back to the bus and say what you had to say. Speak your piece, because you're scary. So I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm not even finna go back and forth. Then the person was like, no, this is not Frienemy. This is not, because I kept saying, who is this? Who is this? Like, say who you are. Say who you are. I don't have beef and I don't have problems with people. So it's like, that could have been the only person who basically would have been texting my phone. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm not even finna go into it with this person. It is what it is. So then, whatchamacallit? So then later on down in life, like I said, me and No Name became friends and stuff. We followed each other on Instagram, and then we was all cool. Like, it was cool. Like, no, nothing or whatever, water under the bridge. So then once I noticed that he followed me, then she tried to follow me. He followed me, then he liked one of my pictures. And then she tried to follow me, but then she took the follow request back. Maybe she accidentally had pressed it. I don't know. But I immediately blocked her because I was like, no, like, girl, no, like, no. I don't want to be your friend. You don't need to be adding me on Instagram. We are not cool. Like, nah, I don't think so. So she had took it back, but you could still see it like on your Instagram notifications, like, before it made it to where it just says notification on Instagram, it used to be like blah, 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 blah is requested to follow you or blah, 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 whatever. So I had seen the notification. I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm like, let me screenshot this because this is hecka funny. So I'm like, this is so odd. As soon as he goes and follows me and then likes one of my pictures, then now you want to come and you want to try to follow me and stuff like that.
Upset? Are you sad? Give me a pic. Let me give you a hug. Cause you act like nobody shows you love. Get out your feelings, ho. Get out your feelings, ho.
Like, girl. The girl is obsessed with No Name. Obsessed. Like, I've never been obsessed over no dude before, so I can't relate, sis. But you are obsessed. You have an obsession, and you need to get over it because he does not want you.
It's facts. It's not facts. These facts is not facts. It's not facts. It's facts.
Just speaking facts. But anywho, so later on down, me and No Name was cool. Like, he would like my pictures or whatever. So one day I had just so happened to be on Instagram Live, and then I was like talking or whatever, and it was like, this is back, I think, when I had my page unprivate, or I was only accepting like certain people on my page or something like that. So it was this person that I've never met, but the person used to course, like, you know, we would interact with each other and stuff on Instagram, like, oh, I like it. They like heart-eyed my picture or something. It was a guy. They heart-eyed my picture or something. So then this person comes in my live or whatever, because I was like on live or whatever. And then when my page was on private, it was another page that came in that I didn't know or whatever. So I was in live, I was just talking. So then the person puts in a comment on the live and was like, yeah, I'm so glad to see that you've grown up and blah, 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 blah. Like saying like all of this stuff like they just know me. Now, mind you, I don't know who this page is. Everybody that's my friend or that I know, family, whoever, like I usually typically know everybody on there. So I was like, who the hell is this? Like, why are they saying that as if I'm just I used to be some horrible person or something like that. Like, I've always been the person I am basically today. I'm a good person, a good friend, whatever. Like, if you need me, I'm there for you. I don't talk shit about people. I don't have time for that. If you're my friend, you're my friend. If you're not my friend, you're not my friend. I'm not finna be chopping you up like that. I don't have time. Never had time. This is back then, so I really didn't have time for bullshit. People used to be on bullshit, and I really just used to be like, dismiss. But it's like, who is this person? So then the guy that was in there in a comment like, well, who is that? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know who that is or whatever. I was trying to think and piece together, like, who could be commenting some stuff like that? Frienemy. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is just getting ridiculous at this point. It's years later, sis, and you're still on the same hype. Still on the same hype. Like, you haven't grown up. You talk about me, you haven't grown up. Like, come on. So then I'm like, oh my God. So then I was just talking in the live. Didn't mention no names, didn't say how I knew the person or whatever, didn't mention Frienemy name, didn't say nothing too much detail. I'm like, I only know one person or whatever that could be. So in the midst of this, somehow this dude knew Frienemy. So the dude, first of all, didn't say nothing. So how would he even know who I'm talking about? How y'all know each other? Like, it don't even make no sense at this point. So I'm like, something is not adding up. Like, nah, something is not right. So then here come the girl in my DM. And I still got the DM. I'm actually going to insert it. Yeah, inserting that. She sent the DM. I said what I had to say back. Then here comes the girl texting my phone. Mind you, I had the same number for years. Ain't had her number. Don't know what her number is. Ain't gonna remember her number because it's been years. I had the same number. I don't have that number no more. But I had the same number for years. This girl still had my number. Texting, she gonna text my phone. Yeah, I don't understand why you're on your live talking about me. How would you know I'm talking about you, Frienemy? I didn't name no names. Didn't say where I knew you from. Didn't say this. Didn't say that. Didn't even put too much detail on it. I said something brief and that was it. And you took offense because you were in there. You were watching. You were stalking me, girl. And you took offense to what I said because what I said was the truth, that you are obsessed with somebody who does not like you. And to this day will call you crazy in your face. Like, get over yourself. It's not that serious. So then we got into this whole little thing. Then she tried to go into the little ramble about how her mom had passed away. I said, well, okay, well, my older brother had passed away. And I had depression after that. And I start saying all of this stuff about me too, because you want to give me this little, I'm not going to say nothing bad, like speak on her mom or nothing like that, because I met her mom. Her mama was nice and all of that stuff. Like, you know, that's that. I ain't gonna speak on that. But what I will say is don't give me no simp story after you just defame my character online and talking all of this smack about me, then gonna try to turn it around like this is the reason why I'm doing it. No, you're doing it because that's what you want to do. Don't try to put it on nobody else. I can't put my depression off and all of that on somebody else and blame it on somebody else. It's me. I have to deal with my problems. So I was just like, nah. And it seemed her apology seemed very ungenuine. So I was like, nah, I'm cool. And then after all of the stuff that you was trying to go and say, like, girl, no, I don't really mess with you like that. Don't text my phone no more. I don't like you. I didn't like you then. I still don't like you now. Don't know how you still have my number. Like, oh my gosh, this was crazy. This girl was creating multiple pages, following me on multiple pages, looking on each page, clicking in, clicking out the live. That's what I found out. It was just weird. Like, it was just some weird stuff, and she's been weird. I just pray for her. I really pray for her. I hope she gets the help that she deserves, because at this point, I ain't never been obsessed with somebody that much that I'm just gonna do all that. I'm sorry. The D ain't never been that good, and I'm just sorry, like, But that was my story time on my Frienemy story. And if you have had a Frienemy in your past or have gone through something like this where jealousy, because that's what it'd be jealousy and envy and all of that. That's what all it be. You know, you got to really pick and choose your friends. You got to know who's a real friend, who to ride for and who not to ride for. But if you have had a Frienemy in the past, then comment on below and tell me some of your stories. Let me know your experiences on a bad friendship or something like that. Anyways, I hope you guys liked my video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's interact with each other. If you're not, follow me on Instagram. And all my other social platforms like Snapchat and all that. I do react and respond to everybody. I love the comments y'all give me. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Who you hitting up first? Is it me or is her? I be thinking the worst. When you don't pick up, but I don't call enough.